This is part 2 in a Gavinmation double feature, so if you're confused about why I'm ripping into a 10-year-old educational show for 10-year-olds, make sure you check out part 1 first. Link in the description because RIP annotations. Alright, come on, easy girl. Settle down now. Just get over to the thing. Jesus Christ. Alright, settle down. God. There we go. Get you in control. There we go. Good doggy. Nice Betsy. Alright, let's just do a slow canter or whatever. Whatever the fuck over here. Nice. Alright, where the fuck do I get off this thing? Just dismount you. Alright, let's just nice and easy put you over on this stile over here. As I like to call it, my dresser. Oh my god, no! Oh, Betsy! Oh no, what's happened to you? It's fine, I got you. Oh man. Hey, don't lose your head, okay? Where you from? Let's just stick it back on here nice and easy. And then put you over here. Stay. Alright. Be a good girl, because it's taking far too long to get into this video. Longer than I'd like. Alright. So here we are. Back again. Last episode we looked at our first animated outing of the Horrible Histories franchise. It did not go well. Regardless, we're going to be taking a mulligan and giving this piece of shit series another chance by looking at an era very near and dear to my heart. Mostly because I'm working on my own animated series that is set in the same time period, the Middle Ages. It's a very interesting period in history, and I'm hoping, as a result, that this episode will be much better. Is that a real horse?
Yep.
A real suit of armor?
That's right.
You bastard! Jumping straight into things, the intro is as convoluted and fueled by the editor's apparent ADD as ever. It still has those clips from the episodes that feel really, really out of place. Although I have to say, this episode's title animation, for some reason, seems a little more well-made than the previous episodes. Oh, this is a good sign. The show's already making someone sick. I'm right there with you, buddy. Is this fly using a straw? Well, you gotta give it to him. He's got better table etiquette than Darren from the first episode. Stitch has come to inform Mo that her mother is not happy with the squalid condition of her room. Ah, I see Mo is a big fan of the 90s all-girl pop group, The Splice Girls. I love that one song of theirs, Two Become One, through genetic mutation. She's been banned from watching television, but that's okay. She can't see it anyway, in this mound of filth. I mean, the computer's barely hanging in there. It's already sinking into a sea of garbage. I'll never let go, Asa. My hard drive will go on.
She also said no more ice cream.
No problem. I've still got some left from last night.
Ooh, a classic flavour. Rum and human remainsin. It's my favourite kind too. Frank Cannibals and Benny's.
That's it! She's got no right to ground me. That's oppression! And nobody's gonna oppress me. Not my mum, not even you. I've got rights. Like the right to live in filth if I want to. As President John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what your messy squalor of a room can do for you, but what you can do for that squalor.
Calm down, Rosa Parks. No one's trying to take your freedom. Most mature adults just don't like living in the same environment as a fucking tramp.
So you think you've got it hard, huh?
Yeah, my right to live in a mess is being violated.
You think that's oppression? Let's take a trip back to medieval England, where living in filth was the only option, and as for personal rights, well, you'll see.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Yes. Yes. I wish this option was available to every whiny, arrogant, high and mighty millennial asshole of today who thinks they've got it hard. You know, whenever they just start whining about, boo-hoo, I heard a bad word. Boo-hoo, my labels define me, don't take them away. Boo-hoo, my iPhone cover came in white instead of black. Hashtag black phone covers matter. Just whisk them away into the dark ages and be like, there you go, you whiny little fuckwit. Try living here in the lower classes for a week. See how bad you feel about your cozy, comfortable, well-fed little lives then. God, catharsis. Pure catharsis. Welcome to the Middle Ages, where your first experience is literally shit.
You know what that rat of a king's done this time?
What?
He's passed a law that everyone has to change their name to Keith.
What?
And then he levied a tax against everyone named Keith. Furthermore, he's put a tax on pointy hats.
This is the part where a rat puppet should be appearing in the corner to tell me whether this is all true or not. I should not be having to question that in a series called Horrible Histories. In fact, now it feels like the newer series has been repairing the damage of fake facts done by this series. But how would I know if it's fake? Where's the fucking rat?
The serfs were peasants who lived and worked on land owned by the lords. As a result, they owned nothing and had very few rights, especially when it came to taxes.
The narrator sounds genuinely affected by these beleaguered people. Maybe he just feels sorry for them because they're so poor they can't afford transition frames for their facial animations. These unfortunate souls. These victims of a frameless fate.
The lords collected taxes for the king, and the king placed taxes on everything. And then on the ovens, the serfs baked their grain in. When the lord took a census, the serf had to pay a head tax just to prove he existed. And when he died, he was taxed for his burial. Taking a piece of all the serf's possessions, and that's why the word tax comes from the Latin word which means to touch or poke.
To slap people as you tax them. Talk about adding insult to injury, or in this case, injury to insult. He's like, "This make me come down here and take your money, bitch." It's like, it's fantastic. He's so happy about it too. He's like, "Hey, don't blame me, guy. I'm just following the rules." But damn do I love the fucking rules. Fucking hell, he even taxed the cows 20% of their being. This one had to put a mortgage up on its hide and lost 45%. Wait, no, there's giant bite marks all over everything. The house, the cows, the landscapes. Is this a political metaphor for taxes taking a bite out of the land's economy? No, it's just those pesky rampant giants that have plagued medieval fairy tales for generations, coming down from the beanstalk to feast on everything. It even had the sun and clouds for dessert. I don't know why he started on dessert before he's even finished his dinner. Look, he left most of the hills and houses. What the fuck am I rambling about?
We're in a dung heap.
Get used to it. This is England. The year is 1215, around the time when court jesters became popular. The first mousetraps were used and everyone's in a dung heap.
So England was covered in shit 800 years ago, huh?
Stay low, did a professor in the whole 5 weeks ago, 2 weeks later,
No idea. No idea.
Well, you can't say we're not consistent. I feel bad for Stitch in all this. He actually agreed that Mo should clean her room. What lesson does he have to learn in all this? How not to get burned at the stake for wearing magical eye windows? Our leaders. Our royals. Our legends. She looks like a right bitch. So does she.
In the Middle Ages, all people were classed by who their parents were and how much money they had. The big cheese at the top was the king. Next came the clergy, those who prayed. They were followed by the knights.
Most importantly in medieval society, you will be judged on your gymnastic choreography. Only the king, the clergy, and Knights Templar get to cheerlead for the LA Lakers. Once again, I have to commend the show on its ability to actually teach about these historical eras. I never even heard of these serfs, and I consider myself, at least semi-competent in knowledge about this period. Part of why I chose it. Now I look like a damn knave. I see the giant hasn't sunk his teeth into this landscape yet. Probably saving the valley for an afternoon snack. Great fart joke. Really nuanced way to appeal history to kids. Brilliant.
You know what I really like about the Middle Ages, Stitch?
What? Can we rewind that?
You know what I really like about the Middle Ages, Stitch?
You know what I really like about the Middle Ages, Stitch?
No! They did not just leave that in! They did not just leave that in! They did not just leave in an American line for a character that they forgot to do an English dub for. That's amazing! I've never seen anything like that. In the last episode, with all its mistakes, I never saw anything like that. They forgot to dub a line for a television show that went to television. That aired on television. They just forgot to dub it. I'm speechless. I just lost my fuck. Something is either bad, or it's so bad it's good. I can honestly say I've never seen anything transition between those two things halfway through a series. That was magnificent. A toast to thee. I'm gonna need a minute to get over that one. Whew. Oh, well, that slight concussion must have knocked the American accent right out of her.
This is the first place I've ever seen that's messier than my room.
Come on now, this place has a pig, your room has Windows XP. Which is worse? Really?
I wonder what you do for fun around here.
Why, you learn to play the lute, of course. And when you master it for a real challenge, you glue it to the side of your face and then try to play it. Don't you just love how they drew the flag waving in the air but didn't actually give it a waving animation so it just sticks there motionless? Fuck it.
You've got to be kidding.
Sorry, kiddies, this is as much fun as there was to be had in the Middle Ages.
Well, it's as much fun as you can tell kids there was in the Middle Ages. Raping and gouging were all the rage, but I suppose that wouldn't really be in the spirit of a show called Horrible Histories. Oh wait, yes it fucking would!
So Punch says,
Hey, Keith, let me be Bad King John and I'll walk all over you.
and Judy says,
I don't think so.
Then Punch goes, "You fucking bitch! I told you to have my dinner ready by 8! Smack!" And then Punch goes, "Oh god. Oh god, I've killed her. I've actually fucking killed her. Okay, calm down. It was an accident. No, the police won't buy that. I'll have to burn the body. Oh god. Oh god, my sweet Judy. What have I done to you? What did you make me do?" Oh wait, she's alive. Script change. And then Judy goes, "OMG, I just got bludgeoned with a club by my husband. You know what's equally as abusive as this? A joke about a penis. Now that's sexual assault. Or a viewpoint on gender roles that I don't agree with. Hashtag 2017 is the new Middle Ages."
I can't believe there are kids our age sitting around watching a puppet show for fun.
I know, right? Puppet shows suck. They're boring. They should be watching Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. By the way, I can't define with words the amount of hypocrisy it takes for this show to criticize the moronic and archaic nature of a puppet show. If that were a cause for objection, nobody'd be watching your fucking show.
Why aren't you kids in school?
Welcome to your education. This will teach you how to become a successful bucket when you grow up. Oh, very good, Mo. You've got the look down. Freeze the frame here and it looks like rough concept art for a Dark Souls enemy.
First, how to skewer a lady's handkerchief without skewering the lady. Second, how to fall from a horse without looking too silly.
Oh my fucking god! This is what they chose to put extra detail into? That's horrific! What the fuck, show? Horseface, obvious inbreeding. Excuse me, aren't you going to bow to your royal ruler? Your king is obviously present.
Reading? Aside from a few monks who would have the time or the ability to read, we have more important things to do, like proving our valor.
Well, wait, did you say who can light a fire? Because my helmet doubles as a furnace.
Hello, wait a minute. You're a wench!
What?
A trollop, a strumpet, a
ratty whore girl.
Girls have no rights. Girls can't go to night school.
How about going during the day?
Oh, fuck off. This show actually made a joke I enjoy. They still do the thing this show should be famous for and absolutely assault the drum stinger afterwards, removing all effect. But I still like that one. Keep in mind, up until this point, yes, this episode has been making just as many "badumcha" jokes as in the Savage Stone Age episode.
Watch this. Ah! Yip, 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 yip. Ugh. I'll show you what a wench can do.
Okay, seriously? You're gonna go for the whole girl power agenda thing in this historical educational show? Yes, girls weren't allowed to do a lot of things back then for no good reason. But no, people aren't still dumb enough to not be able to see how ludicrous and pointless that principle was. You don't have to lecture people on the whole girls can do just as many things as boys idea in a fucking 21st century cartoon. Here's the facts. Girls, in the Middle Ages, weren't allowed to be knights and were forced into more maternal or homely roles. As an educational show, it should, I don't know, be focusing on that fact. You don't have to prove anything if the episode's not set in 2005. Nobody thinks like that anymore. Stitch and Mo accidentally ride into a jousting arena and beat the Earl in a competition, and then get thrown into jail by the Earl for embarrassing him, which, fuck, what's the point in entering a competition where you might lose when you're just gonna punish the person who beats you when you do? Fucking elitist child.
The dungeon sure is dank.
Don't be confused, modern folk. There was a time, about 2 years ago, when dank actually meant something other than proper cheeky meme.
Oi, is that a rat?
Let's follow him. If anyone can get out of this hole, a rat can.
Fantastic idea, chaps. Stay as close to the rats as possible. In the Middle Ages, after the fact file on the menu talked about rat fleas carrying the plague. That's some macabre, yet highly educational foreshadowing going on. Ugh! It's a giant, constant flow of crap! Just like ITV2.
Where the heck are we?
You're in a river of shit! Seriously, modern kids rely way too much on sat-nav. There's a joke about shit-nav in there somewhere, or maybe they're floating down the river pile. I don't know, writing scripts is hard.
Ew! Good thing we had our vaccinations.
Yeah, I hear they have some pretty bad diseases here in the Middle Ages, like typhoid, diphtheria, measles, mumps, and rubella.
Not to mention smallpox, cholera, dysentery, and the ever-popular bubonic plague.
Yeah, some of them so foul that they don't even have a cure for them today, even some of the ones you just mentioned. So enjoy those vaccinations, you hear?
In the Middle Ages, the town was a fairly new concept. Before the Crusades or Holy Wars, the people were spread out across the country living off the land. There was nothing good to buy, just the same old stuff, century in, century out. But when the armies returned from the Crusades bearing great souvenirs and gifts, it was cause to rejoice. Soon the Crusaders realized that if they sold the cool stuff they brought home, they'd make a profit. Thus, the merchant class was born. Smelling a chance to make a little profit of their own, craftsmen opened shops nearby, and soon towns were on the map. Shops grouped together to make towns, and before you knew it, you got shopping centers.
I have nothing to say here. That was genuinely interesting to hear about. That is simultaneously hilarious and terrifying. That's the first time the shitty frame skip animation has actually paid off in this show. It's like Large Marge, the precursor.
You'd think I had the plague.
Common symptoms. Your eye. You dropped an eye there when a thing just happened on screen. You lost an eye, sir.
Even I never thought soap was disgusting before.
That duck just stole some shit. And the world just keeps on spinning.
And those guys were the ones who spread the plague.
First of all, Stitch, it's not polite to point.
Yeah, give the disease-ridden vermin of death with no concept of manners some goddamn respect.
And second, it's a myth about the rats spreading the plague. In actual fact, it was the fleas on the rats that spread the plague.
What? It was the fleas, not the rats? I fucking hate people who let others take the blame for their own shortcomings. I will never mislabel you again. You know what I taste? That's right. Trust.
Nice. Nice, very nice. Now make out a little.
Turns out, after having enough of living in squalor and being treated like dirt, the lower classes formed a union and demanded fairness from the king.
We're entitled to some rights, mate.
Like dying.
And our own names. I hate the name Keith.
We won't stop until we get them.
Now I get it. They didn't fight for the right to live in filth. The filth drove them to fight for their rights.
I find it weirdly beautiful that the freedom and rights of this country and its people are built on the foundations of shit, filth, and garbage. It also makes total sense. Total depressing sense.
Hooray!
That's
Limited
it.
power,
Oh,
yes.
Now wait a minute, Keith.
Quiet! It's our turn to speak.
King John just got fucking divaed. He's got a look on his face like, excuse me, did you just tell me to shut up? Can you believe this batch?
Finally, equal rights for everyone.
Oh, there you go. Why are we still bitching about equality when it was achieved 800 years ago?
I've got an idea. We won't put more rights into the hands of all the people, just our hands.
Right,
Yes,
hooray,
that's what we'll
yes.
do.
Whoop, my mistake. Natural human greed took over. Forgot about that pesky thing.
The Magna Carta.
The Magna Carta. The Magna Carta. I won't sign it. I won't. No, not really. I'll sign.
Amazing! The Magna Carta was really the basis of our legal rights and freedom.
A slightly uplifting ending, to be honest. I have to say, I enjoyed this episode a hell of a lot more than I enjoyed the previous. The show is still massively flawed, but it appears to get better as the series goes on. On the technical side, it's still dog shit, and when I can be asked to sit through the whole thing, believe it will stay dog shit. Unless it suddenly takes a shell-shocking Pixar angle 2/3 of the way through the series.
Wait a second. What happened to all those important rights of yours? I thought you liked living in a squalor.
Well, Stitch, sometimes there are rights worth holding out for. And sometimes, well, you just gotta clean up.
So the moral of the story is thus: if your teenager is an ungrateful cunt, and they probably are, send them to a feudal, dictator-ruled, manure-filled location where they have no rights, no recreation, and no material possessions. And after a while, they'll be sorry they ever acted so selfishly. Actually, I think Channel 4 made a docuseries about that once. At the very least, it sounds like something they'd do. Man, Channel 4, ITV, I'm just shit-talking every TV station in this video. Just need to come up with one for the BBC. I can let that one go. I shit-talk them every day. So now you've seen the obscure animated incarnation of the Horrible Histories franchise. Definitely one of the weirdest trips into the foggiest recesses of my nostalgia. You can make up your own minds about whether or not it's something you'd enjoy. However, for all its scruffy surface blemishes and technical frustrations, its ability to do its fundamental job and its odd design make it easy to see why it left some kind of impression, no matter how fragmented, on my childhood mind. It has some memorability. In the same way a especially bad movie like The Room or Food Fight has a unique style, so too does this. So I guess it has some merit. It's just hard to look past the fact that this wasn't an independent release and actually made it to television. Were that the case, all its faults might be kind of funny and charming. But while watching, you just can't shake the fact that the creators actually took it seriously. Even the terrible jokes, you actually think they're being genuinely funny. It ironically takes all the fun out of it for the viewer. As a result, while it's not as terrible as the first episode led me to believe, I still can't really recommend it. If I were to sum up this animation in one word, it would be clunky. However, as I've said, if you do want to check out the rest of the series yourself, you can find every episode on this 26-episode DVD box set that I now own. That's right, I own every episode of this birdness beast on DVD. However, in the spirit of being an utter pauper who refuses to waste money, I will sit down and watch every episode of this outdated educational cartoon, and for sure, by the end, I will be much more knowledgeable and vastly more educated on how not to animate. That was some great acting back there. I hope you didn't mind the kiss. I thought it'd add to the scene. I don't know. I was trying stuff out. Oh, you didn't mind. Good. What's that? You were hoping I'd kiss you. Why? Really? Oh, really? I got that rat down further than I thought I would. I can let that one go. I shit talk them every day. Excuse me? Man, Channel 4, ITV, I'm just shit talking every TV station in this video. Just need to come up with one for the BBC. I can let that one go. I shit talk them every day. Damn it! I like this hat, man. It's comfortable, it's cozy, and it's Gaelic. People always say I'm gay-like. Oh, wait, I got an idea. Get over it. I'm building up quite the headwear collection as I wait in eager anticipation for the end times. Oh, my hat! Oh, God. Whew. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's 1,000 degrees in here without all that shit on my face.